up, everybody? I am back with another review today, and we're going to be talking about these new Generation 2 Ttech cartridges. Okay, so these were sent to me by Ttech to review these for you guys and let you know the new functions that these have. They are pretty interesting. They have a capillary system within them, so that makes them quite unique. So yeah, let's get into it. First and foremost, they come in the standard Ttech packaging. I think the new ones come in a black box actually. The box opens like this, and the cartridges look like that. If you guys can see that. Okay. So what makes these cartridges unique is that they're designed with a new style of membrane, and they also have what's called a capillary system within them. If you guys can see that, the way that the ink comes through these, literally all these little ridges have holes. So when you're tattooing and you rinse between colors, it makes it much easier to rinse, but somehow the ink, when you're tattooing with it, it's not splashing out of this area. So that's something that's very interesting. And if you look at the magnums, all these ridges have little holes all there underneath. So when you're rinsing out, it makes for tattooing a lot easier. So a little bit about Ttech. Ttech first surfaced within the tattoo industry in like 2010. They were the second company in the industry to produce a tattoo needle cartridge. They had their tattoo needle cartridges that were white for many years. I used their cartridges for many years. They were cartridges that were designed with a rubber band. They did not have a membrane, and it sure took them a long time to put out a new cartridge and the membrane cartridge. So being that, you know, before they put something out on the market, we had cartridges from like 2007, 2008, and they were only from Cheyenne, unfortunately. And I started using these, and I was really impressed with them, with their white brand cartridges, and I used them for a long time. And even though they had a rubber band, I never really had any type of issue with them giving off any type of back spray or anything inside of my machines. They were designed pretty well. The seal was made so that even, you know, ink and fluids didn't really come up into the machine. I was also very careful when I tattooed because I kind of knew the risks of tattooing with a cartridge without a membrane, you know, so that was that. Let me show you guys the way that this membrane is on this, which is pretty interesting as well. You guys can see that. Okay, so it comes off of its holder pretty easy, but the holder itself is like squarish, so I guess that's designed for alignment purposes, and yet the back here allows you to remove the needle itself and inspect it if you need to. Now, I've worked with quite a few of these, and so far every single one that I've used has been great. It's worked perfect. I love their bug pins. Mainly I use bug pins for everything, liners and shaders, mags. I don't really use number 12s just because I feel that bug pins allow for easier saturation of the skin. Some people think the other way, but for me, that's what works. So if you guys are interested in buying these, I'll have a coupon code that the company gave me for you guys to use, that you can get a percentage off of the cartridges. If you want to, you can check them out. I'll have a link in the description to ttechtattoo.com. That's their website if you're interested in checking that out. And yeah, these are the new Ttech Generation 2 cartridges, and they are pretty dope. I definitely very highly recommend them. They will make your tattooing a lot more easier, especially if you're doing color work and you need to continuously rinse out your cartridge. It makes the rinsing out of the cartridge just very quick and amazing. As far as how they sound, let me plug it into a machine and I can let you guys hear how it sounds. Of course, these cartridges here that I have are for review purposes only. So one thing about these, I did find that they don't really come out that far, if you guys can see that. What I'm talking about is coming out from the tube tip itself. But I mean, it's enough. I tend to work kind of at this degree. But it also depends on the machine that you're working with, how far the needle will disperse out from the tip of the cartridge. Well, you guys can probably see it a lot better with the mag. Sorry if I can't get a focus on that. Let me try. Okay, you guys can kind of see it. I'm sorry that it's blurry. I'm actually using the front-facing camera of my iPhone right now. But yeah, these cartridges work well. They have, I guess they have somewhat of a mediocre stiff membrane. So it's not super stiff, yet it's not super soft, I guess. It's kind of like in the middle between a Cheyenne cartridge and maybe like a maybe like a Rain cartridge, or if you guys use Sovereign cartridges, these are a lot stiffer than these. You can see how easy that kind of is to push, whereas the Sovereign, it doesn't even flex. I mean, in some situations having a stiff membrane is good, whereas the Cheyenne is very stiff, and this one it's a lot softer. So yeah, that's my review for the Ttech cartridges. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you like my channel, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Thank you. Have a good night.